Would it be the beginning of an Olsen Auto video if it wasn't 6 a.m. and I was about to drive 300 miles to go pick up a dirt bike that I certainly can't afford? No, it wouldn't. If you guys are new to the channel, you saw my last video. I bought a Fox Body Mustang. And again, starting another video with an envelope full of cash, going to go rent a truck to buy an $11,000 dirt bike. Makes sense to me. Right now, the preemptive plan is to take the old 93 Wrangler YJ 4.05 speed. Gonna take it to Lowe's. So right now the plan is to take the Jeep to Lowe's. Lowe's opens in like 5 minutes. You can rent the truck from Lowe's for $90 for the day. No mileage limits. The only requirement, and they also don't charge you for mileage. It's just 90 bucks, you get it for the day. The only requirement is that you fill it with a full tank of gas. So it's the same as U-Haul, except U-Haul is whatever, the $20 initial plus 59 cents per mile. And considering I'm driving all the way to New York from Rhode Island, it's more than 300 miles round trip. So, and that's the only place that actually had the bike that I was looking to buy. So I looked into it and the Lowe's truck is the cheapest, however it's first come first served. So they open like right now. They're right down the road from my house, so I'm gonna head out there. Hopefully they have the truck ready to go and I can just sign some papers and take it. It's gonna be pretty bad if they don't have it ready to go, because that means I need to rent a truck from somewhere else. And none of my friends have reliable enough trucks to even make it to New York, so that could be problematic. I would be towing it with the Jeep, or I would be, smart and just buy a pickup truck, but I'm too lazy to order a hitch and bolt it on for the Jeep, which probably says something about my character. And the trailer I have definitely needs some work. Needs a new, baseboard, probably some air in the tires or new tires altogether. So that needs some work, and it's not registered. And I know a lot of people run trailers unregistered, and I debated it for a while, but it's not worth the tickets to me when it costs 50 bucks to register it. So I'm registering the trailer on September 7th, and the bike that I'm picking up as well. It is street legal. It's a dirt bike. It's a new dual sport, kind of a dual sport, mostly dirt oriented. So I'm very, very excited, guys. This is the first brand new bike I've ever bought. I believe it will literally have 0 miles on the odometer. I mean, maybe someone blasted it around the roads real quick for a test ride, but I feel like anybody who would have test ridden it probably also would have bought it. So it could quite literally have 0 miles on the dash. That's insane. Let's stop talking. Let's go ahead. Let's head out to Lowe's, see if I can't rent this truck. So this is the Butte herself, 2020 Silverado, Lowe's edition. The only one I've ever seen with no power locks, manual windows, and manual full leather seats. I didn't even know that was an option on these trucks. It's beat. This truck is clapped, and it's only like a year or two old. It's got 14,000 miles. She's beat. Like I said, guys, the trailer will be done. I will have to, hopefully, never rent a truck again. So yeah, this should be the last time. Gotta grab the ramp, the last of the ratchet straps, and head on out to New York. So it's maybe 2:30 in the afternoon, and I didn't film it mainly because it's my first time buying a brand new vehicle. I wanted to get an idea for what I was doing, paperwork. I had to sign some stuff, load the bike up. At the dealership, they have not one, not two, but 3 79 to 81 Honda CBX 1000s. If you guys don't know what that bike is, it is Honda's inline 6 sport bike. It's got obviously 6 cylinders, 1000cc. It redlines around 9 to 10,000 RPMs, and it is known as the best sounding motorcycle ever produced. And I was lucky enough to get to ride it, and that was utterly bizarre to be able to ride that bike. It was so cool. Really not that fast. I'd say my 600 was probably faster. But you don't buy it for the speed, you buy it for the sound. Let me go ahead, let me show you guys my brand new, not even just new to me, my brand new 2021 Beta 390RR Race Edition. Like I said, guys, Italian made 2021 Beta 390RR. It is currently Monday. Yesterday was Sunday. We had Hurricane Henri come through, and well, it got some sticks and whatnot. Nothing crazy happened, obviously. It wasn't even technically a hurricane. I think it was a tropical storm. So nothing happened, lost power for a little bit. Let's go ahead, let's check out the Beta. Let me show you guys some of the awesome features of this bike. And then I want to sit down, talk a little bit about it. Talk about how I afforded this bike. And yeah, talk about the bike. I'm just super excited. So when I got the bike unloaded, I put probably somewhere around 17 miles on it. So I put 17 miles on the bike, so it's got 19 on it total. I bought it with 2 miles on it. And like I said, guys, the first brand new vehicle I've ever owned. The newest dirt bike I've ever owned besides this Beta was my 2009 Honda CRF 50F was my first dirt bike. And again, that was back in like 2009. Actually, I think they bought it for me in 2010 when I was 8. I think it was like a salvage title because it was technically flood damaged, even though the bike never actually suffered any flood damage. It was actually just the building it was in, but insurance totaled out nonetheless. All right, this is round 2 of trying to get this audio to work. I've been fighting microphone issues with the GoPro for a hot minute now. I want to buy a new camera at some point and dedicate the GoPro to helmet footage and, you know, like side-mounted car footage whenever I get into racing. However, that's not really an option right now because of what I just bought. So within the next couple months, I'll probably pick up a nice new DSLR. But for now, this is my newest purchase. Like I said, 2021 Beta 390 RR Racing Edition. This is the big boy Beta, and the best part about this bike is it is technically street legal. Now, I've only put 17 miles on this bike since I bought it. I bought it with 2 miles on it. It doesn't even have an hour on it yet, so still breaking it in. It does have these blinkers installed on the sides and up front. That's not factory, that's aftermarket. I'm gonna go over some of the quick features and then tell you guys how much I paid for this beast and what my plans are, especially for content. So let's go over it. If you guys don't know what Beta is, they make basically some of the best, I would argue the best enduro bikes money can buy. They're an Italian company, all their bikes are handmade. This specific one has the Racing Edition upgrades. So there's a bunch of little red anodized pieces there. It's got the KYB front shocks, the Saxor suspension, the matte black XL wheels. It's got like this black plastic coating on the swing arms, so that's pretty cool. Brembo clutch, hydraulic front and rear brakes. What else? Fully adjustable suspension, of course. Spot for the license plate because it is street legal. It's got this cool little button that allows you to take the seat off. Don't know why that's there, but soft Italian spa, it says right underneath the seat. You know it's an enduro bike because it's got your time card holder right here in the seat. A few cool things about this bike. So this is my first fuel injected bike. It's got 2 injectors in it as opposed to the previous models, which only had 1. I don't know what that actually means in terms of anything, but it's got it. Apparently it increases fuel efficiency, so that's pretty cool. Since it's fuel injected, you have your mode selector right here. You have rain and sun mode. Rain mode basically smoothens the power curve and decreases power a bit. Totally different bike between the 2 modes. Kind of cool, but I obviously prefer sun mode with more power. It does have the little unit right up here, which displays your time, hours, odometer. It has a lap timer on it, which is pretty cool. It also shows your average speed and your max speed. My average is like 35 and my max is 73. So I haven't gone too fast, and on these basically completely dirt-oriented tires, they're not even basically dirt-oriented, they're completely dirt-oriented tires. It shakes a little above 70, so that's why I stopped. It was also on a back road. This bike is crazy torquey, crazy powerful. A few of the cool features besides, you know, all the race edition junk. This bike, you may notice, has an oil fill cap there and an oil fill cap on this side. That's because Beta motorcycles utilize a special 2 oil pump system that allows them to separate the engine oil from the transmission and case oil. That's pretty unique for a dirt bike. Normally they're both in one, and what this does is it allows for better service intervals from bikes like KTM or Honda, which utilize 1 type of oil for the whole motor. This uses 2 separate oils, so it may be more expensive during oil change time. It allows the motor to last longer, not only just quality wise it's gonna last longer, but also in between oil changes. This bike is 30 hours, the KTM equivalent is 15 hours. To match the XL wheels, we have our chain and sprocket. It's a 13 and a 52. And this has a dual compound sprocket. So what we're looking at is steel teeth riveted to an aluminum body. What that does is it gives you a lightweight aluminum sprocket with the long-lasting steel teeth. So should never have to really change that out. Like I said, it's got the KYB shocks up front, which I can't really tell you much about. I haven't taken the bike off-road really at all. I've gone down a dirt road and that was about it. The bike is amazingly fun to ride. It's a little bit shorter than the KTM equivalent, so I fit a little bit better. I'm like 5'8". It's got like a 36 point something inch seat height. The KTM was like either 37 or 38. Definitely gonna be putting a lowering link in it at some point. It's a pretty tall bike, very colorful bike. So far, I'm absolutely loving the beta experience. It runs really well, starts up. I mean, it's a brand new bike. I guess I'm used to riding like these old hoopty motorcycles that, you know, when you buy it, you gotta look for things that are wrong, but there's really nothing that can be wrong here. So it's just new to me. Like I said, I've only put less than an hour of ride time on it total. So I have half an hour of riding this bike. So I can't wait to stack up some more hours. My plan with this bike, besides me just riding it for my own personal gain, for the channel at least, my plan for the bike is to take it to the track. I have my trailer that I'm finally gonna fix up. I have the plywood for it. I just have to actually do it. I'll probably start that tomorrow when the weather starts getting better. Of course, the tropical storm knocked out power and there's, you know, it's gonna keep raining for the next day. So tomorrow I'm gonna start working on that trailer so I can tow this bike around. Gotta get a hitch for the Jeep. Yeah, because otherwise I can't take the bike anywhere. So I gotta get a hitch for the Jeep, fix up the trailer. There's a few local tracks I wanna take it to, get some really cool footage of that. I've never actually ridden on a motocross track before, so that'll be a first. The bike gets registered on the 7th, and I'll be doing some cool little trips around local areas, you know, within like 50 miles or so. So far, the bike runs great, and I could totally see myself taking it down the road. So hopefully I can meet up with some other people and do some dual sport riding. I'm gonna try to make as many exciting videos with this bike as I can. Let me know what you guys wanna see for content on this bike. Literally, you name it and I'll try to make it. So be sure to throw that down in the comments below. As for what I paid for this bike, because I know that's gonna be a big question, the MSRP, and now this is the most expensive vehicle I've ever purchased. It's the most expensive thing I've ever purchased. It cost more than my first year at college. This bike MSRP is $10,600. I was $11,250 or so out the door. I put $3,000 down and I financed the other $8,200. Some people will call me stupid for financing. I could have bought the bike in cash, but I would have had to wait a little bit. I would have waited a few months longer before I was comfortably able to drop $11,000 on a bike. And at that point, like, the good riding season's over and I'm gonna tie up all of my capital in a depreciating asset, whereas now I can leave my cash in the stock market or whatever, bonds, savings account, growing it with dividends and just, you know, return on investment, basic stuff, rather than tying it all up in just a toy. So that made sense to me. Like I said, I financed $8,250. I have a pretty high credit score going into this. I don't know what it's going to be coming out. Obviously, hopefully better. So yeah, I'm paying $190. You'll say $195 a month. I think it's $193. And my APR was 5.29 on a 48-month term, just for those who are curious. I'm going to be paying off the bike early. There's no early termination charges or penalties. As long as you pay it off no earlier than 6 months after you get it. I plan on paying this off sometime around June of next year. That's the preemptive plan, but I guess we'll see. So yeah, that's the current plan for this bike. I also need to get a new camera apparently because my microphones keep breaking and they suck and I don't feel like dealing with this. So that's the plan right now. If you guys did like this video, if you own a Beta, comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations. I haven't had any issues with this bike besides one little plastic next to the kickstand is like kind of one of the graphics like peeling up a little bit, but I think that's from me kicking it because it's right next to the kickstand. I don't even know if I'm gonna modify it besides bark busters because it sounds good. Let me get you guys a little cold start up. The bike sounds great. I have no complaints. It's plenty loud enough, that's for sure. So yeah, I don't really plan on doing an exhaust or anything, but basically just plan on riding it. So if you guys have a Beta and you have any recommendations, comment down below. If you guys want to see some really cool dirt bike content or my project cars, which I have plenty of, there's more over there, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You guys can unsubscribe at any point if you decide my videos aren't interesting enough for you. But I really do appreciate any support you guys throw my way. Helps me keep buying cool stuff like this and living life. If you guys did like the video, be sure to hit that like button. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
Told my brothers one day we gon' make it. We just gotta grind for that paycheck. Mama told me one day I'll be famous. Remember when she used to say she hate this? That ended with life when I say shit. Now I'm inside all them people's playlists. So one day I'll be stomping.